Come with me as I go through the meals that I fed my large family last week. We do a lot of sourdough in my house, so this meal is sourdough English muffins. I use the Farmhouse on Boone recipe, which is just half a cup of starter, a cup of water, and 2 to 2.5 cups of flour. You just let it sit either for a day or just overnight, and in the morning you just mix the rest of the ingredients and ball it up and cook it on the cast iron. One thing that I really love about meal planning is that it allows me to plan ahead, so I know when I'm having pulled pork at night that I have to get it in the crock pot in the morning. So after breakfast I did that. One of our favorite lunches to have is Little Bit of Everything, which is just kind of a mixture of a bunch of healthy stuff that we have in the cabinets and in the refrigerator. The kids love it. Next up, back to dinner, we have the pulled pork. I usually serve it with coleslaw. I try to make a bunch for my large family leftovers. This is my favorite cheese grater, by the way. My friend got it for me for a housewarming gift. Mix it all together. Sadly, I burnt my sweet potatoes. Next up, you shred your pork. Some people like to leave a little bit of the fat in. I do not. I shred it as finely as I can, and I pick out as much fat as I can. Add a little bit of juice to the bowl while you're shredding it so it keeps moist. I served it with Hawaiian rolls since I burnt my sweet potatoes. My family loves overnight oats, so we make that a lot. I make a half gallon at a time, and it gives us 2 breakfasts worth. Layer all your ingredients in a jar and then mix it up really well, especially if you're using chia seeds. Stick it in the fridge overnight, and in the morning you can add a little milk and it's good. Lunch was supposed to be broccoli salad, but since my broccoli was soft, I cut it and I put it in water in a bowl overnight to firm up a bit. For lunch instead, we had hummus wraps. So you can use hummus or cream cheese or Laughing Cow cheese, and then you just layer it up with all the ingredients you like. Cut it like a sushi roll. For the leftover cucumbers, I added some cream cheese and everything bagel seasoning. Yum. I call these cheater fish tacos because I'm not frying and breading the fish myself. I just pop them in the oven. You make white sauce with equal parts mayo and sour cream with some lime juice. Stir that all together, and you can add some cumin and oregano or whatever other seasonings you like. If you happen to have red taco sauce, you can add a splash of that in there as well, but if not, a little splash of salsa will work. Flip over the fish halfway through cooking so they get nice and crispy on all sides, and when they're done, you can just take them out, chop some cabbage and cilantro, and warm your tortillas in a pan, and then you can just layer it all together and serve it with a side of lime. One of our family favorite breakfasts is croissant egg sandwiches. So first I start by cooking the bacon because that takes the longest. While that's going, I toast the croissants face down in the pan, shred my cheese, make my sriracha mayo, and I eyeball everything. There is no recipe. I try to get everything ready and laid out so that way when the eggs are done cooking, I can just pile them on and serve it fresh and warm. Only 3 of us like sriracha mayo, so that makes that easier. Then onto the eggs, I warm them up in some coconut oil and some bacon grease and pop them right into the pan with some seasoning, stir it around, and then just scramble them lightly, but just try to keep them whole. Layer them right into your sandwich and serve. Strangely enough, another family favorite is broccoli salad. Even the kids love it. So you make your slaw base with mayo, apple cider vinegar, and maple syrup. Stir it all together, and the kids gobble it up. The thing I've been craving a ton lately is Chipotle burrito bowls. But to take my family of 7, but 6 eaters to Chipotle is a lot. So I've been making it at home. So I cook the meat starting in the morning in the crock pot. Make a ton of guacamole, because who doesn't love guacamole? Add my rice, beans, meat, sauteed bell peppers, and onions for a delicious hearty meal. My daughter and I both love checking the day-old grocery sale for old bread. So we always get this cinnamon raisin bread, which is perfect for French toast, and just pop it in the freezer. Killian's helping me crack the eggs, which is their favorite thing to do. I like to add cinnamon into my mixture and a little bit of milk. I don't know if the milk actually does anything, but sometimes I put it in there. Then you just cook it up like regular. I like to use a griddle to make a lot at once. Once I flip them over, I just butter it right there on the pan so I don't have to do it later, and serve it up. Friday night is always pizza night in our house, so you can make sourdough or regular, choose whatever toppings you like. We've been doing white sauce lately. You add a little bit of cheese on the bottom, and then the toppings, and a little more cheese. Pop it in the oven, and that's our food for the week. Between pulled pork, Chipotle, and pizza, we definitely will have enough leftovers to get us through the weekend.